Hi everybody, Rechief here, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth Prosecutor's Path, episodes 1 through 5 beta. Let's dive right back into it, with DeBest discovering that it is, in fact, Dover. It's just as that prosecutor says! It's Dover! Whoops. Okay, had to highlight the window there. Now let's go. It's just as that prosecutor says! It's Dover! No, it can't be. It would seem my father's suspicions were correct. What is it, Judge Courtney? Have you finally realized that I'm much more helpful than Mr. DeBest? Hey, you! Are you trying to steal DeBest's position for yourself? I'm doing no such thing. I just want to know the truth. And for that to happen, we need to cooperate, no? The truth is none of your concern.
Objection!
I don't think that's true, Courtney Pine. You again. Uncle Ray assisted the defense attorney involved in the IS-7 incident. The one who claimed that Mr. Dover's body was never found. The prosecution denied it at the time, but now the body has been discovered here. In other words, the IS-7 investigation was unjust. And isn't it the duty of the PIC to investigate corrupt prosecutors? Ugh. Then, wouldn't you want to cooperate with those who were involved in the case? Unless you have an ulterior motive. Now that I think about it, Judge Courtney knew about the IS-7 incident. So it would seem she really is here because of the PIC. Even if you're related to the incident, I don't see how Prosecutor Edgeworth is. He is the son of the attorney in that case, and a prosecutor taught by Von Karma himself. And what's more, he was in the audience at the IS-7 trial. I'm sure there are many points he can enlighten us on. Ugh. Very well. I will allow you to cooperate. However, your investigation must not hinder the other investigators. The Winter Palace is currently being investigated, but the fountain patio is open to you. That's my Courtney Pie, now we're talking! As thanks, I will allow you to have a hug with Uncle Ray. Overruled. If I feel your cooperation isn't needed, I will have to ask you to leave. Understood. Ah, isn't that great, Miles? Now we can start investigating. You really helped us there. Uncle Ray did it all for himself. All right. Uncle Ray's going to I'm sorry. It just, if you look at like Edgeworth exactly where he's standing, it looks like that forensic investigator is just like taking a piggyback ride. He's just like slid over the top of his head, is just resting there like, woo! Yeah, let's go invest. That's really stupid. Anyway. Alright! Uncle Ray's going to investigate too, so let me know if you figure something out. Got it. Right then. Okay, let's begin the investigation. Okay, let's do this! We still don't know where Mr. Dover's body and the Normalium were hidden. We don't have enough information to go on. You're right. Our first priority is the Normalium. Well, Normalium is used in washing detergents, paints, and the like. If I recall, it's a red liquid with a minty aroma. Ooh, we got some logic going on. Well then, let's get looking for that Normalium. Yes, we're back! What's happening in Logic Town? Just Normalium. Oh, just minty aroma. Okay, well, then let's get out of there. What's happening, Kay? I wonder if this case and the IS-7 incident are connected somehow. It's hard to say for certain right now, but I also don't think they're completely unrelated.
But your father was in charge of the IS-7 incident, right? This can't be just a coincidence. It must be destined by fate. Let's solve both of these cases. I'll make sure to steal the truth for you.
That sounds promising. Now then, to the task at hand. Let's resume the investigation of the Normalium.
It's a red liquid with a minty aroma, right? Let's go ask around.
Ask around. Okay, let's talk to some NPCs. What's up, guy who was riding my hair a second ago?
We've recovered the victim's body. Forensics are currently performing the autopsy.
And what of the investigation of the fountain?
The fountain is completely clear. You can cleanse both your heart and soul with it.
A body was floating in this fountain just a moment ago, though. I don't know if I'd be cleansing my heart and soul in there.
Oi! How's the investigation coming along? Have you found anything? Oi!
Not quite, actually. We haven't found any clues yet.
You're doing it wrong. Oi is only used when you're showing someone something.
Also, yesy is used to confirm, and is also a greeting. Eep is used when you're afraid.
Fi is used when you don't like something.
Oi is used when you're calling someone.
I see. I didn't know it was that deep. Oi, Mr. Edgeworth! Did you catch all of that?
Okay, be more serious.
Yesy.
This game was great.
I feel that your conduct thus far has clearly been out of line.
I will make sure to bring this matter up to the PIC. Do whatever you want.
But in return, we're going to be doing whatever we want as well. If I remember correctly, you're the little Miss Great Thief. I will have to report your misconduct to the PIC as well, young lady. Sure, since it'll only serve to increase my fame as the Great Thief.
It seems even Judge Courtney is unable to get a handle on Kay. Mr. DeBest, you're getting a bit in my way if you stand there.
Huh. I am not going to move. Just do what you can over there. Don't say that. It's probably the best if you just stand over there. The best, you say? Okay, I'll go stand over there.
So anything is fine as long as you add the best to it. Oh, he didn't move. Oh, well. On the shelf are trophies commemorating Isaac Dover's work as Pierre Hoquet. He truly was a first-rate artist. There are quite a number of trophies lined up here.
I remember you have some trophies too, Mr. Edgeworth. I would love to have some too, if only there were a contest for thieves. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? We could hold one at the...
That's funny.
We could hold one at the prosecutor's office.
I don't mind you holding a contest, but all the participants would... I don't mind you holding a contest, but all the participants would be arrested. It looks like this elevator is for authorized personnel only.
What do you think is on the second floor?
I heard it's the infirmary. Mr. Gustavia should be there right now, receiving medical treatment.
I sure hope he's okay. We need to talk with him once he regains consciousness.
There's nothing we can do until he recovers. For now, we should find something else to do.
But Prosecutor DeBest ordered me not to let you investigate anything but this room. I absolutely cannot let you pass through any further than this. I'm sorry.
I won't, since I can't pass through anyway, nor standing in front of a wall.
No! After all, you're Prosecutor Edgeworth. If you really wanted to, this wall wouldn't stop you. Wow, you're even more fearsome than I thought, Mr. Edgeworth.
Just what kind of human do these people think I am? This lift trolley has just been left here.
I wonder if it was used recently to carry something heavy.
The surface of the platform appears to be wet. I remember seeing this lift trolley someplace before.
You mean during the IS-7 incident?
Ah, that's right, I remember now. It was in Dover's room. If I remember correctly, it was used to transport the ice sculptures. The lift trolley has a feature that allows you to adjust the height and angle of the platform. With just one of these, a single person could move the sculptures all by themselves. I feel like that's going to be important. Yep, look at that. Lift trolley data jotted down in my organizer.
Wow, how convenient.
I want one too. Why is there a lift trolley here? I guess that's something we'll need to think about. Yes, it could be related to the case. Oh hey, it's Larry again.
Hey, Edgy! Move out of the way!
What is it now?
I'm in the middle of sketching Justy in all her beauty. I got a feeling this is going to be my masterpiece. Quit getting in the way of my art!
Really? How much have you drawn so far?
Well, I only just decided on the composition. The drawing part starts now.
Isn't it a bit early to be calling it your masterpiece?
Well, this is Laurice we're talking about after all.
On this service card, Miss Hall has prepared her tea set.
According to the pamphlet, the museum is also famous for its tea.
Yes, it certainly had a flavorful, rich taste.
It seems this tea set was also made by Mr. Dover.
Oh? So this tea set was made by the victim. Let's take a closer look. Ooh, investigating some tea. There's a container with Ceylon tea leaves in it. Or Ceylon, whatever. I don't care. I'm British. To prevent exposure to sunlight and moisture, the container is airtight and made of tin. This should help preserve the quality of the tea leaves. Okay, I don't know that we needed to know any of that, but whatever. So, this tea set was made by Isaac Dover.
Fancy stuff, huh?
Okay, I'd say this tea set is worth thousands of dollars. Please be careful with it.
This tea set is such a treasure?
Please don't look so excited. If I recall correctly, Miss Hall was a huge fan of Mr. Dover. Teapot data jotted down in my organizer. Oh, that was it.
Hey! Edgy!
What is it?
Be careful with that teapot!
Why must I be warned by him of all people?
Madame and messieurs, would you care for some tea?
Miss Hall.
Ah! Katie! No! Ah, I'm fine, thanks. Kay and Edgy, you guys can have some.
Well, since you asked, we might as well take a short break.
Certainly. Thanks for the tea.
I appreciate how much mileage they're getting out of all these sprites they made of people drinking tea in this game. Good stuff. Keep using those, guys.
Wow, it's so tasty.
What kind of tea is this, Mr. Edgeworth? It's Ceylon tea, known for its citrus aroma. However, Miss Hall, is this the same tea you served us this morning?
Yes, that's right. Was it not to your liking?
No, it's not that. The tea we had this morning had a slightly different aroma. Oh shit, I think I know why. I think there might be a minty aroma. Anyway, let's find out. How strange.
It is the same Ceylon tea I served this morning. There shouldn't be anything different about it.
What's wrong with you, Edgy? Quit nitpicking about the tea Katie has so kindly prepared for you.
Larry, what are you getting so upset about?
I'm not upset. You're just being a rude jerk. And I told you to call me Maurice. Sheesh. I'm not going to talk to you anymore.
It's like arguing with a child. Maurice, I wonder what's wrong. I'd like to ask him that later myself. And I also need to speak with Miss Hall. I don't have any evidence that shows she's the culprit, but I dare say she is the one who set up the poison gas trap. Okay, is there anything else we can really do here? Is this just the same? Oh, no. The teapot is shaped like the moon, while the teacups are shaped like the stars. We had Ceylon tea with this tea set just now, but for some reason I thought it smelled different from the one we had this morning. There must be some reason behind this strange feeling. So, in case you were not understanding what my weird British rambling was referring to earlier, I'm wondering if Fatalium was in the tea before or is in the tea now. That'd raise the stakes if Edgeworth was suddenly poisoned. There's not a single stain on this pure white tablecloth. Take hold of the edge and focus your mind. Then, in one go, pull! Okay, I hope you're not planning to do anything bad. No, don't worry. Even if I failed, the tablecloth would just be dyed a nice black a la tea. The tablecloth looks better white. Please refrain from changing it. I wonder about that. It might look better in another color, like pink or blue or tea. Okay. So that counts as the same thing. I think that's probably, unless you can, no, never mind. Let's back out of there for now. Now, can we use logic to connect the minty aroma with the different tea aroma? Oh, fuck you, Edgeworth. There's something there. Not exactly a shining example of the perfect line of logic, me chief. You've got to do better than connecting aromas with aromas. Let's just fucking talk to her. Miss Hall, where have you been until now? I was showing the remaining guests out and handing the complimentary gifts as an apology. Well, that sucked. Let's do that again. I was showing the remaining guests out and handing out complimentary gifts as an apology. That's better. Did you require my services? Yes, there are a few things I want to ask you about. If my suspicions are correct, she's the one who set up the poison gas trap. How exactly did you prepare the melted sculptures from 18 years ago? My, so you know about what happened 18 years ago? It's because 18 years ago I photographed Monsieur Dover's sculptures. Using the photos as a base, I managed to create replicas. Replicas? These Zodiac sculptures had been an unfinished work, so I wanted to complete it somehow. Because I am the one who accidentally melted Monsieur Dover's sculptures. And could you tell me why the Autumn Palace resembles the Winter Palace so much? Well, my apologies. Did they really look so alike? I think I may have got some of the decorations mixed up. She's obviously lying, but I haven't gathered any evidence to prove that yet. Okay, so I wonder if that's a hint, meaning that, like, I can't present any of this yet. I mean, hopefully that's what it is. Let's look around some more, we'll come back to her. Did we actually look in the fountain? It appears the body has already been recovered by the police. Why was the body of the victim from 18 years ago found floating in the fountain? I mean, wouldn't the body have gone all goopy after 18 years? That was my question, Kay. I'm glad you asked. don't know if I would call it goopy. It certainly would have required a special method to preserve the body. Yeah, I wonder if such a method even exists. Hey, Mr. Forensic Guy, any new information?
Yes! Normalium and Vitalium have been detected in the fountain water.
They must have flowed through the stream from the Autumn Palace to the fountain.
Aside from the chemicals, we also found high levels of sugar. We're working hard on investigating it.
Sugar in the fountain water? What could have caused that? What indeed, Miles Edgeworth? What indeed? Well, let's see if he has anything else to say. Larry, tell me what you're hiding. You two, stop glaring at each other like that.
I'm not glaring, Kay. I'm using my artist perspective. Edgy's the one who's glaring.
Then if you know what's good for you, you will tell me what you're hiding right now.
No, wait, dude! Didn't I say that I'm not talking to you anymore?
Aren't you talking to me right now?
From now on, I'm definitely not talking to you anymore!
I'm not going to get anywhere like this. Looks like I'll have to force it out of him. Alright, here we go. Larry, what are you hiding?
Huh.
Hey, come on! Mr. Edgeworth, this isn't the time to be playing around, you know? I wasn't playing around. Still, it looks like Laurice won't be talking anytime soon. If he isn't going to talk to us willingly, I'll just have to force him to talk. Just what is Larry hiding? Perhaps I should investigate a bit more. I should continue investigating around the fountain patio. Okay. So we got two people who are hiding things. And we gotta figure out what they're hiding by continuing to investigate. Do you have anything new to say? Nope. Just oi, hoy, yesy, fi, and all that good stuff. That actually might have been it. So we did the elevator, we talked to that guy, we looked at this thing. We looked at the door? Oh. There's a vase of sunflowers in front of this door. Probably because this is the Summer Palace. You know, speaking of summer, it's bonus season. Fat wallets stuffed with cash, which means it's also thieving season. As a great thief, don't you think pickpocketing is a little beneath you? I guess so. Can't look at this door. I don't want to... Oh, tulips. These are different. There's a vase of tulips in front of this door. Oh, I see. I was looking, like, way up there. Okay. Probably because this is the Spring Palace. You know, speaking of spring, it's the moving season. People who've just moved always let their guard down. So it's also thieving season. As a great thief, don't you think burglary is a little beneath you? You're right. Any more flowers? Any more seasons? What's happening with these flowers? There's a maple tree in front of this door. But that door leads to the Winter Palace. Maple trees are autumn trees, so this must have been placed here as a red herring. Well then, how about we freeze it to make it look like a maple tree in the winter? Please don't complicate matters any further. There's a fir tree in front of this door. But that door leads to the Autumn Palace. Fir trees are winter trees, so this must have been placed here as a red herring. Well then, why don't we paint it an autumn red? Okay, fir trees are green all year round. I knew that. Good old Kay Faraday doesn't know things about trees. They're statues of a couple in Roman costume. Are these by Pierre Hoquet too? I think these were made in the middle years of his life at the height of his fame. He modeled them after the Roman gods at the request of his beloved wife. The piece is entitled Venus, the Goddess of Beauty, and Her Manservant. I think it's obvious who wore the pants in that relationship. Did we look at these things? Nope. It's a statue of a brave warrior fighting a snake. Was this also made by Pierre Hoquet? It appears to be one of his early works when he was enamored with fantasy and myths. The statue represents his heroic resolution to oppose hopeless difficulties in his youth. The title is The Math Test. I know that feeling all too well. So he doesn't like math either, huh? Well, I like math. It's just hard for me. Oh, this is the same statue. According to the game. What's happening over here? Sculptures of a man with the face of a moon and a woman with the face of the sun. The man looks kind of gloomy, though. Were these also made by Pierre Hoquet? Yes, it seems he made these in his youth when he was enthralled with the stars. The piece likens the relationship between the moon and the sun to something closer to home. The piece is entitled My Parents. I think we know who wore the pants in that marriage. Really, this sculpture in the middle here kind of looks like the final boss of a Kirby game. That's all I have to say about that. Okay, we look at these. Okay. What about this thing? This smell and this color. Don't tell me this is a puddle of tea. Huh? There's a piece of pottery in the middle of the puddle. Pottery shard data jotted down in my organizer. I wonder what broke. I think I recognize the design. I should probably show this to that man and see what he has to say. To that man? I thought we were going to show it to Catherine Hall. To that man? You talking to you? Miles, how's the investigation going? Well, little by little, I'm beginning to see the entire truth behind this case. Oh, that's good to hear. Uncle Ray had better not fall behind either. This case seems to have a lot in common with the case 18 years ago. I agree. The melted ice in the Winter Palace and the body of the victim from 18 years ago? I wonder why nobody ever noticed the body was missing after all this time. The only family Mr. Dover had was a young son. His son and Mr. Gustavius' son, who attended the same elementary school. After the case, they both went missing. What? And they haven't been found yet? I haven't heard any news about Mr. Gustavius' son being found. But as for Mr. Dover's son, he was found, and his inheritance was delivered to him. And because of that, Mr. Dover never had a proper funeral. That way, they were able to make it look like the body had been in police custody. The autopsy report had also been forged, so nobody but the defense ever found out. Von Karma, you would go that far? Alright, let's show him some pottery smashes. This evidence holds the so-called key to the case, right? It's possible. Yep. Then hold on to it closely. Hurry, hurry, put it away! He doesn't think much about this. Okay, so not him. Well, what other males can we show things to? Maybe Laurice knows things about pottery. Larry, take a look at this.
What's that?
Larry, I've got a feeling that what you're hiding is related to the tea and this pottery shard. Well, if you're not going to talk to me, I can always hand this shard over to Judge Courtney.
Wait! I'm trying to keep a clean image for Justy. I don't want her to see how I've dirtied myself.
It's really fun reading all of this blind because I never know when they're just going to throw something like that at me. I can't imagine what part of you could be considered clean, but... If you don't want her to declare you guilty, I suggest you speak truthfully now.
I got it! I'll tell you.
Larry, it's time you confess to what you've done.
Ah! How can you be so cruel to your best friend?
The same way you can be so dishonest to your best friend.
Well, you can stop glaring at me. I promise to tell the truth this time for sure. I just thought I'd pour Justy some tea, but my hand kind of slipped a bit and it broke. I accidentally broke the crazy expensive teapot!
Jesus Christ, that was a little bit much. The butt strikes again. Why am I not surprised? Oh boy. You've really done it this time, Laurice.
What should I do, Edgy? Katie will hate me!
Crying to me about it won't solve anything. First, you should apologize to Miss Hall. Is that so? My teapot was.
Katie, I'm so sorry!
He's really sorry.
I don't have any money, but I'll draw as many portraits of you as you like.
Please, kindly raise your head, monsieur. It is I who should apologize. I didn't notice the broken shards. It's dangerous, so I'll tidy up the broken pieces. Allow me to take this piece from you as well. Wasn't this tea set one of Isaac Dover's works? I heard it was very important to you. Yes, but there's no use crying over spilled tea. Besides, I still have another one of those teapots left. Is she not as attached to Dover's works as she used to be?
Katie, you're so kind. Oh, that other teapot you were talking about, is that the one on that cart?
Yes?
Truth is, when I was trying to hide the broken shards, I looked under that cart. And I found a teapot that looked exactly the same, so I switched them.
Really?
Yeah, everything's cool now. I took great care to make sure no one would break that pot.
Don't brag about that when you were the one who broke it in the first place.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't mind. Thank you for your consideration.
Edgy, Katie's a really nice lady, isn't she?
You should reflect on how you cause trouble for people like her.
Okay, when I make it big as an artist, I'll donate paintings. In fact, I'll even welcome you as my own personal model.
I think it'd be better if you just stopped causing trouble. I hope you haven't done anything else.
I haven't. I just stood around sketching beauties.
Sketching beauties?
If you're interested, I could let you take a peek.
I guess even Mr. Edgeworth is interested in beauties.
It's not like that. I just thought it might be another one of his strange paintings. How dare you? I'm very confident in my work this time.
Oh, I want to see too.
Oh, I'm glad you're so honest about it, Kay. I'll get it ready, so come check it out later.
I guess I'll have him show it to me later. Next time on Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth Prosecutor's Path episodes 1 through 5 beta, we'll check out the beauties that Larry has sketched. See ya!